Okay, we'll give it another minute and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Is it getting chilly in anyone else's area?
Yes.
I bet.
Like
Yeah.
50 degrees here right now.
Oh my. I'm complaining like 75. Oh my goodness. Where are you from,
Yeah.
Sue?
I'm in North Carolina,
Oh, so
and
it's there too?
it's 60 here as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was
I
75.
refuse to turn my heat on yet. I just put on a sweatshirt.
Yeah, I agree. When I bought this house, they told us that they told me it was natural gas. And so I was like, oh, great, that's a great way. It's more economical, basically. But turns out it was propane. And really at this point in time, with all the crazy economy, it seems to be pretty much across the board just insane. So when I first moved here, my first heating bill was like $498 for a month. Yeah. And I was like, holy smokes, we must have a leak somewhere. So I posted on our group Facebook page in the neighborhood, and they're like, oh no, $400 to $700 a month is very common. I'm thinking, what in the world? And that's me keeping my heat at 65. So yes, this year, so I learned 3 years in a row, I don't want to spend that kind of money every month anymore. So this lady was like, oh, I just bought this radiator, this oil radiator, and I've gotten my bills down to $200 a month. I'm like, just purchased 2 of them on Amazon today because I'm like, I am not paying those kind of bills anymore. Crazy. And 65 is cold. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get started. It is 7:31. Thank you guys so very much for joining us. Susan and I are super excited to be able to share some updates and some tips that will help you navigate through your business for this fall selling season. So again, thank you guys very much for joining us. So let me push this PowerPoint to our next slide here, and we'll go over our agenda. So we're going to have Susan train on some table tips, and Susan is rocking it out with tables. So you'll definitely get some great tips for her. I'm going to go over some objections that you may or may not get along the way when it comes to the ask. Susan's going to go over our 44th anniversary booking and recruiting celebration. It's hard to believe that this business has been around for 44 years, which is pretty amazing when you think about businesses and solid foundations. This is definitely one of those. Susan's going to go over a booking idea called the Bread Buddies. I'm going to go over shared rewards, which is another booking idea. And then we're going to do some recognition. So again, thank you so much for coming. And Susan, you are up first. I know I don't see you live at the moment, so I don't know if you need a minute. Let me know. I see your picture. Maybe she might be having some trouble getting in. We'll give it about 30 seconds and then we'll just switch gears a little bit and I'll start going over some objections here. Let me just push this forward. All right, let me go ahead and push this forward so we can keep moving. Okay, so give me a quick raise of hands if you ever have heard the word no when you asked for a party or a recruit lead or anything along those lines. So raise your hand. No, right? So I would say if you did it, you're probably not asking because we know that those no's are going to be coming fast and furious. And ultimately, it's when we can really embrace them that we learn a new way of kind of thinking about our business. I know for me, I would love to hear yes more than I hear no, but this is sales and it's just the way things kind of trickle down. So you got to get enough no's to get a yes. And one thing I've learned on the Monday night calls is there's something called the no tracker. And this one consultant, she was about to quit her business about this time of the year last year. And she just was like, you know what? I don't want to throw in the towel. I love this. It's fun. It's a way for me to make extra money for the holidays. I really want to give it one last shot. So she decided to take the 100 no challenge. And the goal is to get 100 no's as quickly as possible, like in a 2 to 3 week time frame. And believe it or not, that's actually a lot more challenging than you would think. Well, to sum it up, she created this little block of 100 boxes, and every time she got a no, she would put an X in it. By the time she got through the 100 no's, which was just over 30 days, she had 42 new parties on her schedule. And what she realized is that she just needed to flip her thoughts. She couldn't focus on going to get that yes every day, but it was much, much easier to get the no. And we all know that the more no's we get, the faster we get to the yes. So sometimes if you kind of flip the thoughts in your head, it has a tendency to kind of benefit you. So let's talk a little bit about, so if you're in a booking deficit, that's something I would encourage you to do. You can't count the non-responses, you just count the no's and see how much it takes. I know Susan and I did this, and at one point I was getting about 50% no's, 50% yeses, and now it's about kind of evened out to about 80% no's, 20% yeses. So that means out of 10 people that say no, 2 are going to say yes. So it might be something good for you to do just to kind of challenge yourself and see kind of how that works out for your business. It's actually kind of fun after a while. Once you track it and you see what the percentages are, it's kind of interesting to see how it all trickles down. But what we want to do ultimately is we want to be able to find a way to overcome the objections. And we have the 7 steps. And if you are in the 7 steps, like some of us I know are on a daily basis, you're probably well aware of what I'm showing you here. However, it's always a good idea to revisit these types of things because these objection responses, whoops, are my life. Like this is what I have
Lorraine,
to do every day.
can't see your screen.
Oh, you can't? Have you not been able
No.
to see it the whole time?
We can see just the cover page.
Whoa, that's weird. All right, hold on one second then. I'm glad somebody said something. Let's go back. Oh, that is very weird. Okay, let me stop sharing and I'll reshare. Okay, can you see anything now? Just the front?
Just the front page.
What about now?
Now I see an
There
agenda.
you
Yep.
go.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, if anything else goes wrong, just go like this and I'll know, okay, I gotta stop. All right, so we've already gone over the agenda and everything, but we'll scoot on really quickly to where we were before. Okay, so what I was talking about before was raising your hands and have you gotten the word no, heard the word no before? Of course, we all have. So the deal is that we have to try to figure out how do we get out of that? How can we take that potential I don't know, or maybe so, or no, and turn it into a potential yes, or just to provide more life for our business. So for those of you that follow those 7 steps, this is where you're going to find that content. So the first place you're going to go is in the 7 steps, and then you're going to go to book your parties. The second place that you're going to go is to inside of book your parties is words to book your first parties. Then you're going to come up with this amazing flow chart, and then for those that say no because, you're going to click here. So every no because that you can possibly think of is sitting right here. So how many of you, and you don't have to raise your hand, well, yeah, I just want to see a raise of hands. How many of you would say that you are in this section of the document every day? Anybody? Once a week? Okay, good. All right. So that is the key because you don't want to create your own phrases. Like these are tried and true phrases. So when somebody says, I don't need any products, we have an answer for that. Somebody says, not right now, we have an answer for that. Somebody says, I don't like to ask my friends to spend money. We have an answer for that. I don't know, for those of you that are old enough, if you remember the commercial when they introduced iPhones and they would say, we have an app for that. We have an app for this. We have an app for that. This is what this document reminds me of. Every time I think about, okay, what potentially can resolve this objection? I always go to this document here and pull this up. I use Board, so it is a little bit easier copy paste system, but I want to make sure that you guys are well aware that this is here to completely and totally help you. I will also say another piece here. I would suggest if you're not joining the Monday night calls, which I would highly recommend, make sure you're listening to the recording. 9 times out of 10, I have to listen to the recording just because of my early hours. But the 7 steps does change a little bit. So you want to make sure that you're kind of going in and seeing where those updates take place. So that way you're not doing the old things that maybe have currently changed. And as you guys probably are well aware, there are a lot of changes. So you want to make sure you're keeping up to date on those types of things. Okay, Susan, I'm going to take it back and let you go ahead and work from your beginning there. So, or where you had started, or where you were going to start, I should say. Let me take you back. Okay, so Susan's going to start us off with table tips and training. Did it pop up?
Okay, yeah, you'll have to bear with me here. We got another meeting happening in the background.
Oh.
So, and I may need to share my screen. Okay, so how many of you guys are using Table? Can you guys raise your hands? Sue is somewhat, Susan is somewhat, Michelle, I know Michelle's got a lot of her stuff on Table. Okay, perfect. Okay, so one of the big things is that you want to make sure that you are personalizing your space. So one of the best ways to do that is adding your host's picture to the welcome page. Are any of you guys doing that? Yes, kind of. Okay. I've been making sure that I ask for my host's picture early on. And then also adding a personal picture or your video, and then also personalizing your content. So I'm gonna, Lorraine, if you can stop sharing, I want to show you guys.
I'd say that, if I can do that, here we go.
Okay, all right, let me go up here. I just moved my stuff around and now I never know where my mouse is going. Okay, what screen am I sharing? One. Okay, all right, do you see my screen that's got Table on it?
It
You
says your
guys see it?
screen sharing, but I don't see anything.
You don't see anything?
I do
There
now.
it is.
You do now. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. So, we're not going to go into a lot of depth on this just because Table is a whole nother training within itself. But I want to give you guys a couple things that you can go into very, very easily. You know, let me get my mouse back to this screen. Okay. So the first thing is this little guy here is really, really easy to add your host's picture in. If you don't add this in, it's okay. It comes up with a generic Pampered Chef picture. I think right now it's like of stoneware or something like that. But I've been asking them early on, like that very beginning of the week, when we were just starting and they give you the thumbs up. I've just been adding in a quick like, hey, would you mind sending me over a little photo of yourself or a selfie? And that way, hang on, are you done?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. And just sending that over to me, and that way I can add it in so your friends see your smiling face when they arrive. If you guys haven't done this yet, or oh, I don't like that. If you haven't seen how that looks, set yourself up a table party and go in as a guest so you can actually see what it is that they see when they join. Because what happens is when they click that link, it actually comes up with your host's face and it says, you know, welcome to the party, and it asks them to put their email in so they can join the shop. All right. So it's a great way for you to add that in there. And then it sits here as well. Now, in the other section here, when you first set this up, it'll come up with that you can actually add your picture in, or you can add in a video. Now, where you can change this, it comes right up in when you are setting it up. But if you don't do it right away, you can go into settings, and down here at the bottom of settings, it'll say, do you want to add a photo or do you want to add a video? Now, if you don't have a video, which is totally fine, mine's taken me a little bit to do, but you can certainly add in a picture of yourself. You can create something on Canva that just says like, welcome to the party. And what that does is it makes it more personal, right? They can see you. Just like we talked about on Facebook, as well as getting into Table. people want to see you. They want to know who they're talking to because it makes it more real. Otherwise they have no connection with you whatsoever. So you can upload your video or your photo here. And what I do is I actually keep this right in my, oh, hang on, I'm in the wrong spot here. I keep mine right in boards. So when I go into boards and am ready to set up my table, I have my table set up and I have my Facebook party set up and I click here and I've got my message that I want to go in on my party message. And then I have my table welcome that I put right there. So my welcome is very short, and what I'll try and do, for those of you that want to be a little bit more tech savvy, we can certainly send you guys over the Canva link for this, and I can send you the little script, and all you need to do is do a voiceover on it, and you do a beginning and an end. I don't know. When are we doing a half an hour here, Lorraine? I don't know how much time we have.
A half hour. The meeting's an hour, but
Okay. Do you guys want to see what my little welcome video looks like? Would that be
Yes,
helpful?
please.
Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can get this over.
now, Susan,
This-
correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Stacy create a script that we can use in this area so it makes it easier?
She didn't create one for, I don't think she created one. Well, maybe she did for the table welcome. I have edited mine out because the one that she gave us, and you can certainly follow that one as well. I just need to find it. It is in the 7 steps that you can create something, which is very much a very short, I want to say it's like 90 seconds. Mine is a little bit longer because it actually walks them through tables. So let me play it. Can you guys see my YouTube? Does it show YouTube now?
Yep.
Does it show my YouTube link? Yeah, okay. Can you hear that?
No.
Hang on. Is there something I have to do to share? I have to share audio, right? Or something like that. Share sound, there we go. Okay. If the sound comes up, then give me a thumbs up.
My name is Susan and I will be the
Can you hear
consultant
that?
for this party. Now, over the next few days, I'm going to be sharing
Very,
some
very low.
ideas
Yeah,
and
I gotta,
solutions to help you and your family in the kitchen. And I am so excited that you've been invited by your friend for this private shopping experience on our secure, award-winning platform called Table. Now, I want to give you just a little sneak peek at what you can expect during the party. When you start to explore, you will find a few different sections to check out. First is the curated seasonal products, so you get to pick the subject that you want to look at. Click on the topic and you'll find products, recipes, tips. Be sure to check out my consultant favorite section as well. When you see something that you want to save for later, just click the little ribbon and it will save those products for you when you're ready to shop. The little house at the bottom will take you right back to the homepage of your party. Section 2 is where you can register for our live event. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, we offer a live cooking show from one of our consultants' homes and from our tech kitchen. You will see a live recipe in action, learn tips, and be entered in our giveaways and special discounts. Our chit chat section you can also find along the bottom of the screen, and this is where you can chat back and forth, leave comments, tag friends, or comment on a post. I'll be adding some of my own videos from my kitchen along with tips, recipes, games, and more ways to enjoy Pampered Chef. The Creamy Kitchen is super cool. You can click on things that you want to look at and read more about, and you can even see pictures and videos and information about each product. You want to know a little bit more about Pampered Chef and what we stand for? Check it out on this short video too. At the bottom, you'll find anything that you saved during the party behind this little ribbon icon. It'll pull up your list and you can put the items directly into your cart. You might be thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, my friend would love to come to this party. The little button with the arrow, that's just the place where you can invite them to join the fun. Last but not least, here on the right is the shop button, which you can see the entire product line. And when you're ready, it'll take you to your friend's party and she'll get credit for your order. I hope that you're even more excited about being invited to a virtual party experience now that you've had a little quick tour of our table site. Be sure to text me if you have any questions, and I will send you a quick reminder each day that I add some new videos and recipes into the chit chat section. Thanks again for joining. Now let's have some fun.
Good job.
Okay, so what I can do now, that's a little elaborate, but I do have it in a Canva link, and I have what I did for a couple of other people was I gave them the Canva and the script. So I have it all timed that literally you can record your Canva. It's in 3 sections. You record the beginning, you record the end, and that whole section in between, you can do a voiceover of your own voice if you want to, using the little script that I have, and make it your own. That's totally up to you, or you can just do something. This is just what I'm using because I find that some people have gotten a little confused of what they can do. And I want people chatting. I want people knowing what they're looking at and where they're going. But that's just me. And the other thing it does is even just a little short video in there will let them see your personality as well. So, one other thing that I want to show you guys is, and I'm not going to get, this will be a training for another time. Okay, can you see my screen again? Is when you guys are in table, you guys do have, I know Michelle asked me this the other day. We've got several different things on Content Manager. You've got the budget friendly fall, and you also have the holiday ones. I don't have the holiday ones on this one, but do you see this, my consultant's favorite? I can also add you guys I can share a link that is a generic one that actually I pulled up from somebody else's who shared it with me, and I just took all of her stuff. I have some different recipes in here, but it's a lot of, basically I have about 10 different items that are my favorite items, right? I've got stuff, I've just pulled them up from Pampered Chef's site, and I can add stuff on there. And these are just some of my consultants' favorites, as well as like here, I love the knives. I love the scoops. I've got a couple of different recipes in here. So that's just one other way that you can personalize these out. And when you're really starting to get into it, you can personalize the Content Manager as well. But what I want you to notice is that because you do have some add-ons here this fall, I would make sure you guys are putting in the budget-friendly fall. You can go ahead and add in a second outline of the holiday stuff. It's already ready to go. And I like to add the power cooking in as well. So those are just some ways that you can do it. I do add a little bit more into the chit chat, but like I said, we'll do a little bit of training on that. Now, I have been pushing a lot more towards table because I've been having so many Facebook problems, and with that I'm getting more and more customers on there, which is really nice because I can actually text them versus Facebook message them. And that is making a big difference for me. I was blocked for 6 weeks with only messaging anywhere from 2 to 10 people a day. So anyhow, making some changes needed to happen for me. So does anybody, I got big fly. Does anybody have any questions on that? No? Is anybody personalizing it now? Adding in their picture?
I have a
Michelle Webb?
video.
Yeah, you have video there? Okay.
Mhm.
Michelle Webb, have you been personalizing yours at all?
I have added my picture. I
Okay.
honestly haven't figured out that the consultant's favorites or choices there. So now that makes me want to go back in tonight, since I have an active party, to add that in there.
Okay.
Somehow that's something I missed in the swirl of table.
what I'll do with you, Michelle, is I can go ahead and I can share you the little template with you. And then you just go in and you can delete, add, whatever you want. It's already set up and it will put it in its own little tab for you.
Okay,
So-
great.
Okay.
So Susan, I've actually started creating a list of the things that you mentioned. So what I'm gonna do is put this, if you can send the links to me as well, so I can put them in our document, and that way everyone can get access to those.
Okay, perfect.
All right, let's go to the next slide.
Okay.
Oh, I guess we kind of, yeah, we did this pretty much, right?
You're not screen sharing.
I am. Oh, I'm not. You're right. Back and forth. All right, let's pick that back up. How about now? Can you see?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this was your second slide, with that content,
Mm-hmm.
cover all those things?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, you want me to do this one now?
Yeah.
Okay, so here is, if you guys have been listening to the Monday night call, or if you guys have noticed, there's a lot of stuff going on with fundraising right now, especially with the hurricanes. God, I feel so terrible for those people in Florida. But anyhow, this is something that we have from last year. It's called the Bread Buddy or the Chili Challenge. I didn't change this up much, but you can certainly change this up using our give back set that we have this year, which is the bread and the soup mix, which I absolutely love. This is a little sample of what one of the other consultants did. Basically, it just says what you're doing is you're setting up a party for yourself, or you are asking people if they would like to book some type of a fundraiser party that can basically be twofold, right? They're selling mainly the bread set mix, the bread and soup mix, and then Pampered Chef will give back on that. And I'm sorry, it goes through Feeding America. And with Feeding America, it basically, how it typically works is that right now with the donations where it's the Feeding America disaster relief, it means that any of the money will go to the disaster relief for the states that actually need it. Typically with the Feeding America, it goes to your local food distribution center. So whatever is local to or closest to that host. So it actually goes back to the community, and same with the Roundup from the Heart. So it helps in your direct community. But how this works is that you can either set one up for yourself and you ask people, when you guys look through the I have the Bread Buddy challenge thing here. I don't know if I can. Oh, I stuck it in here and it won't. Lorraine, click on that. I can't click on it because it's your.
Yeah, it won't do it.
Okay, I already put the link in there. Anyhow, I'll stick that here in the chat here in a second, and you guys can grab it. It's also in our meeting resources from last year. But basically what this is you're setting up a party for yourself or for a host. And typically they are primarily focusing on just these products. If you set this up for yourself, then how it works is that you will put something on your Facebook wall and you'll say, I'm trying to sell so many sets. They're going to not place an order, but they're actually sending you money directly for you to place these orders, right? When you guys are placing orders in, they are, I don't know how much the give back set is, but you can put in one order for at least $150 to get the free shipping on those orders. Let's say you have 10 sets that are $15, right? You put in one order on those and then those will ship to you. You've gotten your free shipping. You can't wait and stack them all up because you can't put more than 10 of the same item on one order, because otherwise it looks like it is fraudulent. Okay. So that's just how Pampered Chef kind of keeps things in check. But if you add them all up, and then I have stocked them up and then I've delivered them all to my food bank. But if you have a host who wants to do this as well, you can certainly, there's a couple different ways that you can do this. They can run one of these. They can run this in conjunction with the Feeding America one, and you really promote this extra bread set or any of the things that can be donated. So a couple different ways that you guys can do it. And like I said, I just need to find where I put that link, but I'll put it in the chat here for you as well. So it's a great way
Yeah.
to fill up your to get some sales. So
And do you
I'm
know,
sorry.
no, that's okay. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's a certain number of orders that are collected and then that equates to like $1,000 party or something along those lines, or has that changed?
Yes, no, that's correct. So your goal is to try and get it up to that $1,000 mark. So, or however many you want to try and get it to, but
I have great skin. No,
hang on.
I just mean some
Hey,
nights. I'm
if somebody can press mute, we can hear your conversation.
whoops.
Thank you.
Let me see if I can pull that link up from my end. Hang on.
Okay, let me do this, Susan. Let me move on, just for time's sake.
Yeah,
and
go
then
ahead.
Find it, we'll stop there.
I have it.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Let me see if I can show. Well, I'm going to stick this in here. There is it's like one of those little check mark images that you guys can post, and that way you can check off all the little pieces of bread or the pieces of soup or bowls of soup that you want to do. And basically you repost it again and again, and you just keep building it up. And even if you start it now and leave that link open, you'll have it open through the fall, and you just keep adding to it. It's a great way to, like I said, get some sales as well as do good. So, okay, here I am putting this link for this Bread Buddy challenge in the chat, so you guys can grab that.
All right, so let's
Okay.
we're gonna switch gears here for another booking idea. And I'm gonna have you guys, we've already covered the nose. So let me see another raise of hands here. And the question is, how many of you have ever tried and actually completed, maybe I should say completed, a shared rewards party? Anybody? Okay, I can't see everybody, so I'm sure there's more hands up. So I want to give you just a quick overview of what shared rewards can do for you. And especially as we're coming into the holidays, this is when things get really ramped up and sales can go really crazy in a good way. So what Susan and I are going to challenge you guys to do is just that. We're going to challenge you to do a shared rewards party that will start on October 21st. Now, I was actually talking to one of my consultants yesterday about two consultants yesterday about a shared rewards party. And one of them had said, well, gosh, I'd really love to do a shared rewards party, but I just did another type of party like 2 weeks ago. And I totally get it, but you're going to attract different people at different times, especially with a different concept. So I would say, if I were you and I needed some life in my business, I would say, instead of you making that decision for your friends, invite them and let them make the decision if they want to join. Just like we do with our hosts, we encourage them to invite everyone who eats, don't prejudge, that type of thing. That's exactly what I'm going to encourage you to do. So why is a shared rewards a good option? Because there's a massive discount potentially that can be with this shared rewards party. So what we're going to challenge you to do is get the shared rewards party up and running. We're going to help you each step of the way. We're going to give you, we're going to put you in a chat group, which is going to give you daily tips on what you need to do each day for your shared rewards party. Then we're going to create a second chat that'll give you the tips that you want to put into your party. So we don't want to get those two chats mixed up. So we're going to have one chat that's going to be all about question and answers. We're going to have another chat that's going to be about, here's what you need to do today. Because ultimately, you are the host of this party. So we're going to kind of treat you like a host through the process. And that'll do two things. It'll serve you in the sense of getting familiar with, re-familiar with the host coaching process with table mixed in. And it'll also give you a chance to ask questions throughout. So it's kind of be like a training segment where you're also making money. So what we want you to do is kind of listen to what we have to share about the results from the shared awards party. And then after we kind of give you some details, then in the chat, you're just going to put in the word shared awards, and then we'll know that you're interested. But if you already know, hey, I want to have some life in my business, I'll do what it takes, just type shared rewards in the chat and we will put you in that group and you will be part of it. So the next thing I'm going to show you is why shared rewards party can be so tremendous. So this next slide here actually shows you the last 2 years of shared rewards parties that I have done. And you can see here from the largest shared rewards party, which this is good, but let me just tell you, when you really understand shared rewards and maximize it, we've actually had a person do a $42,000 shared rewards party. So these are good numbers, but they're far from great, but I'll take them as a start at least. So you can see here, about the average is about a $2,000 party, and my lowest shared awards party ever was $863. Interestingly enough, for those of you that might be saying, well, I just did a party, so should I really do a shared rewards party? These three parties, 5,000, 3,000, and 2,000, were done within a 4-week time frame from the middle of November to the middle of December. So the answer is absolutely 1,000% yes. And this is the good time to do it, because if you can kind of get a little shared awards knowledge behind your belt now, then you can go to the end of November, beginning of December, and run another. Because again, what people can buy today may be completely different than what they can buy in November, December, because budgets are different. So we never want to prejudge, we just want to put it out there. Sometimes you're going to have the same people keep joining, which is great because you kind of know those are your buyers that you always invite to your shared rewards party. And other times you're going to have new people that come in. So if these numbers get you excited, type shared rewards in the chat and we'll make sure that you're part of that group. Now I'm going to go over just a really brief synopsis of shared rewards parties, but you're going to find the gist of it. Matter of fact, where did I just see that? Right here. So I'm going to provide this whole PowerPoint to you in the document like we did last month. And this is the information from Pampered Chef's website on shared rewards. It's about, I would say, a 5-minute read. So it's not too lengthy because shared rewards party are really not that much different than a normal party. So let's move on. Whoops, I went too far on my notes. Let's move on here. Okay, so this is a lot of junk. Not junk, I should say a lot of words, but I'm going to bring it to you in a quick fashion. First of all, the very first part of this is that you definitely want to give yourself a little bit of a knowledge base by just simply going into the Pampered Chef's website and looking into that 5-minute read on Dash or simply in Pampered Chef's site that gives you specific rules and the time frames, because they are a little different than a host reward. Obviously, there's not the host rewards, there's the discount. People used to say in the past, you cannot guarantee a discount. That is false. You can guarantee a discount. What they don't want you to do is fluff the sales, meaning putting in fake orders. But there's an actual workaround for that, that once you get into the shared rewards group, we will tell you more about. So one of the questions that a lot of people say is, well, wait a minute, if I guarantee the max discount of 25% and we don't reach 25%, what happens? So that's a really good question. So I'm just going to lightly share the worst case scenario. All right. So the worst case scenario, this is a great chart that Angelique put together. She's one of the leaders on the Monday night call. And so just to kind of give you a quick synopsis here, these are the party levels, meaning the sales of the party. So every time the sales go up, the level of discounts go up as well. This is the commissionable sales. So let's say you had $1,000 party, the commissionable sales, what you get paid on is $750. Okay, that's because they're giving them such a huge discount that that's kind of how that works out for us. So the percentage that Pampered Chef pays in these scenarios is here. So if you have that $1,000 party, everyone gets the 25% off. If you have a $100 party, they get 2.5% off. So let's say you don't reach the $1,000 level, but you've already guaranteed the 25% off. So here's how the worst case scenario works. So let's say, for example, your party sits here, $500 party. That means your commissionable sales are $437.50. Pampered Chef is going to pay 12.5%. You are going to pay 12.5% because you guaranteed the 25%. And out of your pocket comes $74.88. That is the worst case scenario. Thank God that's never happened to me, but if it did, it's the price I paid, right? I wanted to run it. I wanted to guarantee it. That's what I did. It's 100% write-off on your taxes as well. So yes, you pay it out, but yes, ultimately it's a write-off. But what really is going to happen if you follow this process is you really should have this $1,000 party. The more you go up here, you can see the less that you're going to pay. And it kind of differentiates between these two levels as well. So you'll have access to this document, so you'll be able to see exactly how this will all pan out. So again, it is a little bit of a risk, but it's not a substantial risk. When I first thought about it, I thought, oh my gosh, how in the world am I going to guarantee 25%? What if they don't reach that level? And then when she created this chart and I could kind of piece it together, I was like, oh, okay, well, I can do that. I waste $75 at Costco in about a blip of a second. So if this is an investment in my business, I can do this. And this is kind of how I looked at it. But we're going to teach you how to get to that $1,000 level. And it's actually a lot easier than a normal host rewards party to get to that $1,000 level, because everyone is kind of rallying together to create that 25% off. So this is what we want to, again, challenge you to. We want to challenge you for everyone to go into the October with an opportunity to do a shared rewards party. We're going to put you in a chat group, get you prepared, teach you how to set up the party, teach you what to put into the party. We're going to walk you through each day. Okay, today is this day. This is what you need to do for your party. Tomorrow is this day. This is what you're going to do. And all we're really going to be doing is walking you through what's already in place in the 7 steps. But I think what's helpful is when you have others kind of doing the same thing you're doing and we're all kind of doing it together, it doesn't feel as scary. This will also give you an opportunity to learn a little bit more about table. Susan is really, really good at table. She's taught me a lot. I'm getting better at table. So we'll be able to share some of those techniques throughout, because the process of table and the process of Facebook are kind of like two separate lanes. And we really want to focus a lot on table, because ultimately that's where the highest sales are coming from. That's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. The Facebook parties, they work, but they're just not as effective as they used to be. But we still need them because they are a great source for some sales and they're a great source for some leads. So you'll be able to kind of learn all of that in the process. So what we'd like to ask you to do now, just because we only have time to wet your whistle about Shared Rewards Party, is to put the word Shared Rewards in the chat, and then we can add you to that chat group so we can help you get ready for the party that would start on October 21st. So we don't have time for a lot of questions, but does anybody have a brief question or an aha or anything like that when it comes to Shared Rewards? Everybody good? Okay. So if all you did this month, which we hope you obviously do more for your own business, but if all you did this month, ultimately you could be right on top of that $1,000 party or more. And I wish I had gotten the numbers, but I'm pretty confident that the $5,000 party that I did was only about 30 orders. So it wasn't like this astronomical amount of orders. It was just that people were ordering $300-400 orders. And that's a lot of times what comes in when you're able to offer such a discount. So we hope that you guys are super excited about the opportunity. And if you kind of are sitting in the group and you're like, I'm not really sure, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, I don't know, just get into the group. You can always back out if you decide that you don't want to do it. But again, we're literally going to be locking hands with you through this process and walking you through each step of the way. And ultimately, if you're like, no, I don't want to guarantee that 25%, you don't have to. You do not have to use that guaranteed word. You can just rally your troops and let them know that when we get to 1,000, we will offer, we will have a 25% discount. So you can word it however you choose. We just want to give you those options. So you're able to either offer it or not offer it, or kind of come somewhere in between. Okay, so let's switch gears here since we're heading down the rest of our meeting. And the next thing we're going to talk about, which we talked about last month, is birthday messages. But I got to reiterate to you guys, birthday messages, when I think about them, the very first word I used to think of was ick. Like, ew, I don't want to do them, right? And I see smiles on your faces, so I know you guys must have an adjective very similar to that when you think about birthday messages. But I can't deny birthday messages because at least once a week, if not twice a week, I mean, at least every week I have at least one birthday party, but a lot of weeks I have two. I averaged it out and I'm about 4.5 birthday parties every single month. And that's on top of everything else. And this is kind of like just an extra gravy. So Angelique created a new document. And when you get this document, or excuse me, when you get this PowerPoint, you'll be able to click on this document, just like you were on Susan's document that she was talking about, and this will become live. If you don't have access to the Monday Night Call resource document, make sure you ask Susan or myself for it because all of this good stuff is in that resource document. So I want to show you, for those of you that may not have been here last month, where to find these birthdays. Actually, it's gotten a little bit easier too. So if this is your home page, I was on my computer when I had this look. You're going to be on your home page on the left-hand side. You're going to see the word friends. I kind of like this new thing now. I don't know if you guys have this. It tells you how many people are online. So you have your friends there. You click that. It's going to take you to birthdays. You're going to click that. And then you're going to see all of your birthdays that are coming up or just happened. Now, I screenshotted this perfectly because I wanted to show you two options. So you'll notice here, these are people that are having birthdays, and Lisa Clark, she's actually doing a fundraiser for her birthday. So I reached out to Lisa, she's a past host, and I said, why don't we do a Pampered Chef fundraiser for your senior dog sanctuary? And she's like, what a great idea. So she wants to do one in addition to what she's already doing for her birthday donation. So this is a way to kind of do a fundraiser or a birthday party. And especially if they say no to the birthday party, then you can say, well, I did notice that you are doing a fundraiser as well. So you could kind of do it like a two-tiered thought. So how many of you have made your birthday? How many of you did your birthday messages for September? Susan, right. So I'm gonna have to come to Adamstown, Maryland. The nice thing also about birthday messages is they're your friends, right? So you don't have to worry about that blocking that usually takes place. So birthday messages, 100%, gotta do them every month. I have a reminder on my computer every single month to do them on the 1st, and then my follow-ups come the very next couple of days later. So I do want to actually make a quick announcement and give some props to Michelle Lacombe. She actually did a birthday party just recently for a friend and ended up with over a $900 party. So I say, suck it up, buttercups, do those birthday messages, because a $900 party is going to give you about $175 in commission. So I don't know about you, but I would take that, especially during the holidays. So
Yeah, hey, Lorraine, it actually ended up almost at 1,000.
That is fantastic. Yeah, and I know you really weren't too keen on him at first.
No, I was super stressed out about it, but you know what? It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And she loved it. So yeah.
Very good. Very good. Well, I'm so excited that you took the leap and did it. It definitely works. And I just suggest everybody just kind of put a reminder in your computer on the 1st of the month, do all your birthday messages. And that's like usually about 30 to 40 or 50 people or more that you can potentially reach out to. So it's definitely a good opportunity. So I want to tell you about a little scenario. I was in a shoe store the other day and I bought a pair of boots, and the lady was asking the lady in front of me, she's like, what's your phone number? And the lady just gave her a phone number. And then she's like, what's your birthday? And she's like, oh, the month and the day. So she gives her her birthday. And the lady's like, wait a minute, I just gave you all that information. Why am I giving it to you? And she said, well, because we do a $10 birthday club. So on the month of your birthday, we will send you a $10 coupon and you can use it throughout the entire month. So basically they have 30 days. And literally it was like, bing, 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 like little sirens went off in my head saying, why am I not doing something like this? Now, is this going to produce bookings immediately? No, but it already has produced one booking when the lady, I was talking to her about 2 weeks ago. She was like, I don't know about doing a birthday party, blah, blah, blah. But I went back to her and I was like, hey, I got to offer you something. It's your birthday month. Let me offer you $10 to do some shopping just as a friendly little gesture. And then she's like, you know what, the more I got thinking about it, I'm just going to do that birthday party. I'm like, great, I'll throw a $10 product in just as a special bonus. So basically what I'm doing, And again, this is kind of like future business down the road. Typically, it's not going to be something that's going to yield immediate results. But after I get all the way to the end of asking them about this and asking about that, my next message to them basically is, thank you so much for chatting with me. I love to treat my awesome customers with special deals. And one of the most popular ones is the birthday bonus. When your birthday month rolls around, I'll send you a special message with a $10 birthday credit that you can use throughout the month. If you want to snag this credit, please share the month and the day of your birthday, and I'll text you on the first day of your birthday month. How awesome does that sound? Would you like to participate? And that's what I do. Almost every person has given me the month and the day of their birthday. Then I just created a tracker on my business tracker where I track everything else. I have their name. FB just means I reached out to them on Facebook. PB means I reached out to them on Project Broadcast. I just have to know where I'm reaching out to these people. I want to know their birth month, so I put their birth month and day, when I sent the message, and then follow up 1, 2, and 3. And that's all I'm doing to kind of add a little umph to future business. You never know when a person's birthday is. It could have been last month, and you could just go ahead and reoffer that idea, you know, right then and there. Again, this is not going to be something that's going to be immediate, but I already saw the results. So I put this message into all of my reach out campaigns. So it's the last message I send to kind of get that last opportunity to book them or offer them a deal such as this. All right, so Susan, you are up next with the 44-year anniversary. Can you see it?
Okay, for those of you guys monitoring the chat, I just stuck the table chit chat, or not chit chat, the consultant's favorite top 10. There's a couple of different things from there that you can pull from, but you just copy and paste that into table in your folders, and it'll pull everything up for you, and you can add it away. So, okay, 44 years, 44 years. So I have to tell you, when I first started with Pampered Chef, it was a long time ago. And I remember the 15-year anniversary of Pampered Chef, which is crazy to think about that. But it was so exciting. And now 44 years. So wow. If you guys haven't really seen anything with Doris Christopher, you gotta watch her. So next Tuesday night for the Pampered Chef Live. How many of you guys have been watching any of the Pampered Chef Lives? Okay. I love them. I do. I think they're so fun, and I get some fun tips from them, and it just inspires me. So anyhow, she is going to be doing a live cooking demo right from there. And then also right afterwards is the No Pampered Chef. Now here's another thing, and I have not messed with this, but they've started actually streaming it live on the Pampered Chef Facebook page as well at the same time. So I believe you can take that link and also put that in some of, if you want to run it on any of your web pages or anything, or any of your Facebook pages, there's a way that you can do that as well. But you can stick that right in there. So definitely check her out. Now, if you guys notice down at the bottom of this, it says register to attend for a chance to win one of 44 giveaways. 44 gifts that they are going to give away worth over $75 for people who attend. So why would you not share that with people, right? It's a great opportunity for them to really get an idea of what Pampered Chef is about, what we stand for, and who wouldn't want that opportunity to win. I do have people who come in who come into this every single week. So where to put this? Put this in your VIP pages, start promoting it on your stories, on your main page. It's all value driven. It is not you trying to sell anything. It's more or less you sharing with people a great opportunity to come and learn some recipe ideas and get some goodies. So 44 is the number this month. So we've also got our lunch kit with the $44 that they can get the stoneware kit and the 44% off of all of the other kits, which is amazing. And they have never, ever given anything away, a kit that has got this much good stuff in it. So when they hit that $500 mark, they get the twist and chop plus your other goodies. I mean, it's just craziness. And you can get that cute Hearthstone. Have you guys seen how big that thing is? It's like bigger than the small round stone. I mean, it's a good 12, 14 inches. I can't wait to get my hands on it. So the other thing you guys want to be promoting is the stoneware sale. Start pulling recipes, some of the little videos off of marketing imagery, or if you're in marketing kitchen, promoting stoneware. And on every single one, just put, don't forget, 25% off. Now, here's the other thing that I want to mention to you is that when you guys are promoting this on social media, you guys want to be setting up a link for yourself. I always have an open party link that I just keep open for a couple months until I get it to where I want it to be. And then I raffle it off to somebody for the like a mystery host or all of the goodies for somebody. This is a great opportunity for you to start that link now and either save it, just for people who want to order from you, give them that party link, and then the rewards will grow. We usually have double points in January. So it's usually January and June that I raffle those off for a mystery host party, and they have to purchase something to get that. But that's a different fact. On your main page, you cannot put on your main profile, you can't just put a shopping link on there. Okay. Those are the guidelines. But what you can do is you can post a table link. So when you set up your personal party, add yourself a table party. I have mine set up as like Susan's fall pop-up shop. And I have that open party link on there. And the table link is what I share all the time. I've got, I think, 140 people in that VIP pop-up group. I post to it every month, once a month, with what's new. They'll get an email about it. It's not the same as my other VIP, but all of this anniversary stuff, it's another way for you to access people. Okay. So just keep that in mind. You can't put the main shopping link on your personal profile. You can put it in your VIP groups. You can put it on your business page, but you can put the table link. Okay. Does that make sense? All right. 44, 44, 44. You guys can do it. So,
All right. And you're up again.
oh, okay. Recognition. So, last month was a little bit quieter for our team, but Suzanne Boomin had $975 in sales. Lisa Southern, this was her her second month. And she wrapped up and earned that new consultant bonus level, the $500. So she had goodies show up on her door. And then we had Suzanne and Lisa and Crystal, who were all active consultants last month. So way to go as we're getting into that fall season. So go ahead, Lorraine.
Right. And I will wrap it up with my sales team. So we have Susan Williams, who sold $411. Lisa Kuntz sold $336. Michelle Lacombe sold $326, and Serena sold $151. Then we have our active consultants as Janice, Susan, Michelle, Lisa, and Serena. And special recognition for Serena for signing up for Set to Soar, and Michelle Lacombe for working with 2 recruit leads and her almost $1,000 Pampered Chef. Oh, that was a misspell there. Pampered Chef birthday party. So congratulations for all of your efforts. And we appreciate you guys joining us. And hey, this is 2 meetings in a row that we've come in under the hour time frame. So Yahoo for us. And again, just make sure if you want to be part of the shared rewards, chat group to create a short rewards party. Just put that in the chat, and Susan, if you can collect those names, that would be awesome. And then we'll put together all of the promised links and documents into our resource document, and we'll make sure that we tag you guys in our group chat and our group Facebook page. So thank you
Okay.
guys again.
Wait,
And
yeah,
Oh, did
hold
you?
on before
Yeah.
you, yeah. In the chat, so somebody said the link is not working. Is that the link for the one I just
The-
said for the table link? Okay.
Yes.
So you have to copy that link and you put it, you go into table and you paste it into your folders. It's not a clickable link. Did you try that?
And we'll make sure we put the links in the document too.
Yeah, do you guys want me to show you real quickly how to do that? Hang on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lorraine, stop sharing real quick.
Okay. All right.
Okay, hang on. Oh shoot, where did my table link go? Just go table. Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, hang on. If you guys don't have the Post My Party extension, this is what happens. It pops up and it posts all your posts automatically for you. Okay, what happened to my table? Ah! I hate how do I get this little thing away from me?
What thing?
There we go. Table. Okay. Wrong one. Tab. Okay. All right. So when I send you that link, the link that I put into the chat, you copy it and you go into Content Manager, and then you'll go into your folders and see this spot here. Paste the consultant link here. That's where you're going to paste that link. If it doesn't work, I think that it had something to do with that HTTPS or whatever. Mess around with those, but I think it has to have that in there. Hang on, let me try from the chat.
I did it that way, Susan, and it worked for me.
And it worked. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what
Yeah.
happens is it will come up in a folder for you like this, and you can go in and edit it all you want. You can rename it. You can do whatever you want to it, and it will not affect my stuff at all. It's not like Post My Party. You can use it exactly as it's written if you want to. It's not like Facebook because we don't have to worry about algorithms or anything like that. You can go in and use like this. This is the one actually I got it from, and I just basically copied all of her stuff, and I just ended up doing this whole thing together. You'll want to get rid of this scoop and loop, but the rest of this, if you want to just use those, then just use them. You've already got a folder right there that you can post right into your stuff. I just made a copy of it, and then I edited it out for me. So very easy. And we can go through, and as Lorraine and I start getting more content, we can actually do the same thing. I have daily chit chat that I use. So there's all sorts of different things. So if you guys, whenever you're ready for that, just let us know and we can start sharing. I just don't want to bombard everybody until they're ready for it, because the information will be changing, right? As we're editing. So, okay.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch up with those who want to be part of that shared rewards event. And by the way, it will be your individual party. This is not going to be a group party. It's going to be your individual party. All right.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Thanks, you guys.
Bye. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.